Hey AstroDevils, it's Kim, and I'm coming to you from Mauna Kea on the island of Hawaii. And today I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about what it's like to observe, so kind of like a day in the life of an observer. And just to show you around, I am currently in my dorm. So this is where all of the astronomers stay. It's called Hale Pohaku, or HP. And it's sort of like a little kind of like hotel dorm type place. It is 3 p.m., so I just woke up at the crack of 3, and I'm about to go get breakfast, which is actually dinner, at the cafeteria. So I've essentially become nocturnal. But just to give you a look, these are the dorms where the astronomers are staying, and we're actually looking up the mountain of Mauna Kea right now. So you can't see it from here. I'll show you on the drive up. There's lots of telescopes up there. And right now I'm at an elevation of about 9,000 feet. Which means it's kind of hard to breathe. It's like 2,000 feet higher than Flagstaff, which is also pretty high elevation, and we're going to go up another about 5,000 feet to get to the summit. So one thing that's really funny that I want you to notice is that, so our windows have these cool shades, so you can pretend that it's nighttime, so you can actually get some sleep and fully become nocturnal and embrace the night, which is what most people up here do. Okay, so I'm just going to take you around on a bit of a tour and show you what we do. So it's a little bit hazy right now, but you can see that it's actually kind of deserty out here, a little more like Arizona maybe, and not so tropical. It's because we're at such high elevations, we're in a totally different microclimate. You're actually looking right down toward the VIS, or Visitor Information Station. They have a ton of awesome telescopes that they open up every night for the public to come up and observe. So one thing that you'll see a lot is that there are tons of tourists up here. So we can actually usually see the mountain of Mauna Loa, but you can't see it from this angle because there are clouds in the way. And if you could see through the clouds, you'd actually see all the way down to Hilo, which is like the biggest city on the big island of Hawaii. So this is the parking lot full of four-wheel drive vehicles that we use to get to the top, and you can actually see one of them coming down the mountain right now. So this is the dirt road that we take to go all the way up to the summit, and is super bumpy and super dusty and positively terrifying when it's icy. So we'll see probably some tour buses and things as we go up. Oh, and there it is.
A lot of times they pull off right up here, let them take pictures. So.
So here we are at the summit of Mauna Kea. Well, close to the summit. This is the James Clerk Maxwell telescope. It's another radio telescope. Over the hill is the sub-millimeter array. We have Subaru, Keck 1 and Keck 2. The NASA's infrared telescope facility, the Canada-France-Hawaii telescope, Gemini North, the UK infrared telescope, or UCURT, the one in the middle is the University of Hawaii 2.2 meter, then UCURT, then the University of Hilo educational telescope. And this gigantic silver golf ball that I'm standing by is the Caltech Sub-Millimeter Observatory, and this is where I'm working. So I'm going to go up to the summit in just a second. You can tell that it's pretty windy, but I just wanted you to get a picture of what we're doing here. So here's the radio dish. It's a 10.4 meter dish that was built in 1987. And it's been managed by Caltech, but tons of universities have time on it, so it's open for applications for time. And it does really cool science, basically everything from within our solar system all the way out to outside of our solar system, extragalactic. It's really good at detecting interstellar molecules. And see we're looking west toward the sunset. Got some clouds. We're looking that hill, or that mountain, way off in the distance is Mauna Kea. So it's actually the world's largest mountain by volume, and it's not quite as high as Mauna Kea. So yeah, it's a really incredible facility. It's a really incredible mountain just covered in telescopes. And a little bit out of breath because it's 14,000 feet up here, so a little hard to breathe. But we're gonna hop in the car, go up to the summit, and try to catch a bit of the sunset. So we can see we've got our CSO mandated vehicles right here too. So yeah. Okay, so here we are at the summit and looking into the sunset. Just give you a bit of a panorama here. So this is the tallest place that the telescopes are built up here on Mauna Kea. The summit itself is actually on a little hillside, a little bit of ways, but this is where the scopes are. So we're gonna walk over here, and you can actually look down on the Caltech submillimeter observatory, which is where I'm working. You can see a little golf ball, a little silver golf ball, and JCMT. And of course, if we look over here, we've got Subaru and Keck 1 and 2, NASA Infrared Telescope Facility, and of course, as I was looking at it just a second ago, we have Gemini North, which is the biggest dome up here. Super impressive. And yeah, you can also see, so you can see it's just basically a sea of clouds from way over the cloud level here. And I'm not sure you can see this before, but there are little radio dishes in there. That's the submillimeter array, so you can see part of them. It actually forms a little valley called the Submillimeter Valley, where they do a ton of radio astronomy. And sorry, my camera phone is probably not having the best time focusing right now. But yeah, this is what it looks like from the summit. It is really, really cold. It's probably just a little bit above freezing right now, and windy, as you can probably tell by my hair. So, but it's really, really beautiful. So I'm probably just gonna hang out here until sunset, and my co-observer is down at the CSO right now, and he is getting everything set up for observing tonight. Unfortunately, so I haven't been taking a whole lot of data, and by that I mean I haven't gotten any data yet, and that's because of the water vapor. So you'll notice, like, looking up, sky is totally blue, it's perfectly clear, but there's a ton of water vapor in the atmosphere right now. And because we operate at sub-millimeter wavelengths, radio wavelengths, that's actually precisely where the water molecules emit radiation. So that's precisely where, like, they'll rotate and vibrate and move back and forth. And every time water molecules do that in the atmosphere, they emit some radio waves. So depending on what frequency you're observing at, you might not be able to see anything. It's like, my co-observer actually called it, it's sort of like trying to look at the stars through the day, because there's always going to be water vapor. If the water vapor is really bad, then all you see is noise. You can't actually detect any of those radio signals from sources that are outside. And so what's happened to my observing on so far is that there's been so much water vapor, despite these like perfectly gorgeous blue skies, that we can't actually even see anything. So we're the good weather observers, which means we need less water vapor than the other team, and so the other team has actually been taking data, and we've been there as support. So we're hoping it'll get a little bit drier, water molecules will stop doing their thing, and we'll be able to actually get some data sometime very soon. Oh, here's a tour bus. There are so many of these tour buses. There's everywhere. Yeah, so that's sort of the strange thing about radio astronomy. And in the meanwhile, while we haven't been able to get data, the Keck and Gemini and everything has like beautiful seeing, which means they've got clear skies, great data, and we can't see anything just yet. But forecast is supposed to improve, so hopefully I'll get some data before the week is over. And what we're actually looking for is we're looking for signs of dusty disks around small cool stars, M-type stars. And the thing about the dust grains in those disks is that they actually emit like thermal radiation at the same wavelength that the submillimeter waves are at, and like I said, the same wavelength that the water molecules are emitting as well. So some really cool stuff that you can do is like look at cold dust. You can look for interstellar molecules like formaldehyde, water, carbon monoxide, all these different things that exist in space, and they can tell you a lot about the type of systems that you want to look at. So yeah, just gonna hang out up here for a little while, and I'll check back in with you when we get back down to the observatory. I can show you around the actual control room and stuff. Okay, so this is the control room for the Caltech 7mm observatory, and we've got, of course, the necessities, the coffee, and all of the laptops, desktops. We have here the control panel. Give you a look. This is what we're seeing from the webcams outside at the moment. And to move the dome, of course, the obligatory gigantic red button is emergency stop. And yeah, this is where all the magic happens. So this is some software that we have that allows you to look at locations of things on the sky. You'll notice that they're all radio sources, so a lot of them are for calibrating the radio receivers. This is the telescope status, and you can see there are a few things here that are important. Temperatures in Celsius, it's pretty cold. Tau, so tau is a measure of the water vapor, and right now it's 0.13, it's the optical depth, or it's just a measure of how much water vapor we have to contend with, and for the program that I'm doing, we need it to be 0.06 or better, so we're still a ways off. And then here we have, this is some spectral line from some sort of calibrating source, so something that like is really bright in the radio that emits a certain type of frequency. So yeah, so this is where all the magic happens, and I can take you around really quick, show you a little bit more. Got more computers in here. Let's see here. Keep this door closed. Watch out for static electricity. I actually don't have, my cell phone is on airplane mode as to not interrupt the other radio observations that are going on right now, because some of those are around the same frequencies as the lights on, as cell phones. So like when you come up here, you have to turn off your cell phone so you don't cause interference, radio interference. And we have a galley, so this nice little kitchenette dining area, which is pretty cool. The world's tiniest little stove, and some awesome wallpaper, get you in the tropical mood, and map of Hawaii. So let's see, we'll step outside real quick and show you what the dish looks like. Okay, so it's super dark right now. I should probably do this when it's a little bit lighter out, but we're looking at the back of the dish right now, and you can see this gigantic control panel of instruments. All these glowing lights correspond to different radio receivers, and they're all super cooled, so you can't see, it's a little too dark to see the helium tanks, but you can tell now that it's after sunset that it's getting pretty dark up here. And yeah, there's some huge instruments here. I'll probably try to take a picture of when it's a little bit lighter out.